So I've just had a look at the trailer myself, and we've seen that this is going to be set in feudal Japan in the late Sengoku period, just as the country is going over like unification, where they're bringing all the different kingdoms into one, led by the famous Oda Nobunaga, which is like an actual person, which is pretty cool. I like that there's a historical aspect to this. And if you watch the show Shogun, like the TV series recently, it's going to make a lot of like sense on like how this world is built. And a really cool thing that this game is going with is that there's going to be a dual protagonist system. So you're going to have two characters that you can play as. You can see in the trailer that the game is going to follow the intertwined stories between these two characters. The girl Naoe, who is a shinobi who is trained by her father to learn what this world has become. And she's from the Iga province, who is obviously going under this unification process, which is not good for her people, I'm guessing. And then we have Yasuke, which is an iconic legendary samurai, also known in history as a real person, which is really cool. Essentially, the story is going to go through the Japanese proverb, like, you know, a frog in a well knows nothing of the sea. So you're going to basically uncover the truth of what's happening behind this game as everything, you know, unravels in front of you. It's noted that while you do have two characters to play at the same time, you will have a completely different gameplay experience from the both of them. Obviously, you can see one is more brute force and like, you know, like crazy samurai, and the other one is more shinobi, you know, sneaky assassin kind of vibe, which gives you the best of both worlds. And I think that's going to be pretty cool to experiment with in this game. In terms of weapon types, from what we've seen, it looks like we're going to get the traditional, you know, samurai and Japanese armors, weapons, and things that you would otherwise know. We know that now it has a grappling hook, which is a new tool that you can use for stealth to, like, you know, climb yourself over walls. And this is something that only Naoe can do because Yasuke doesn't have no grappling hooks. So she can navigate to areas to get into assassination positions a lot quicker, which is going to be interesting to see. Are you going to be able to swap between them like just as you wish? Or does the story just play out where you play until you swap characters and it, like, you know, forces you into a different character? I have a feeling it's going to be a bit more dynamic and you're just going to be allowed to play whatever you want depending on what you need in that case. And then only for some stories maybe be stuck in a, you know, certain character's main story. Another cool weapon that we saw was the hidden blade that can come out as a regular hidden blade, but she also has the opportunity to like extrude a second portion of it and flip it so that she can, you know, like literally whip it out from the side and use it like that, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see like the takedowns using that method. I've been told by Ubisoft that there's going to be a lot of dynamic world interaction and destruction where both of the characters can destroy a bunch of different random items in the game. Like Yasuke can just like smash through shoji doors while Naoe can assassinate people through them when she's like, you know, standing. Those are those like paper doors that are like framed by wood that you see in like Japanese houses and stuff, like where you can just literally just obliterate people through them, which is pretty crazy. I can feel how powerful that's going to be. There's also quite a bit of an emphasis on the Portuguese ships that you see in the port of Sakai. In the video, they actually showed that the Portuguese are there. And this is a faction that Nobunaga is really got deep ties in with. So he's going to kind of like probably use the Portuguese against you in some form alongside his own powerful men too. So it's going to be like he's taking over the world and you're like, you know, trying to stand up against all of his men and all of his people that he's convinced to turn Japan into one nation. But at the cost of probably your hometowns and places, I guess. We'll see how that goes. Now, while we don't have gameplay of the game just yet, we do have some screenshots that show how beautiful and artistic the game world is going to look, at least, well, through the photo mode. And we know Assassin's Creed has always had like great photo modes within their games to make things look really, really good. And we can assume that by Ubisoft standards with Assassin's Creed that the game is going to look fantastic. And I just really hope that the gameplay is going to work alongside with it. I am super excited to see how they do the dual player system and how they, you know, incorporate, you know, swapping between these two and seeing how it goes, giving you the option of brute forcing things or just being an assassin, shinobi, which is like pretty dope too. I'm very hopeful for this game, even though a little bit skeptical to see how these new systems are going to work, how the gameplay looks, how the game is going to play. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in a future video.